Hello and welcome to the first episode of Lost With Natan. Here I am in Great Yarmouth, about to embark on my 129-mile long walk home, which will take me about 42 hours. Let's go back almost 24 hours ago to give you a little bit more context. How are you? Why?
Got a really bad headache.
Huh?
What are you up to?
Mate, tomorrow's the big day.
What's the big day?
Starting my new life as an influencer, mate.
Why? Oh,
Yeah.
Congratulations. Mate, don't film me right now. Got a really bad headache.
Oh,
What's up?
what do you mean?
You're just standing there.
Oh, shall I sit down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting the train tomorrow morning to arrive around midday in Great Yarmouth. It's like leading up to something that I'm planning to do in the not so distant future, hopefully. Be an inter-country walk through Europe into Africa. What am I taking? I'm taking a tent, a couple change of clothes, a compass, a British road map, and some money. I think that's about it. I'm not taking my mobile.
The train at platform 4 is the 0903 London Overground.
I don't know if excited was the right word to describe how I was feeling, but I was certainly in good spirits and looking forward to what lay ahead of me.
We are now approaching Bromley.
To be honest with you, I've had a quick walk through the town, and with that being said, I'm looking to get out of here as soon as possible, really. So I'll have my last proper meal and I'll make tracks. Historically, Great Yarmouth is a very significant town, and I saw many of its ancient remains. But walking back from the beach, I began to question what it was that made Great Yarmouth so great now. As I returned to the strip and observed all of its dwellers, I was reminded of my time in Benidorm during my summers of 06, 07, 08 and 09. So it has just gone 2 o'clock and I'm officially starting my walk out of here. So I've only looked at my compass to head southwest, as opposed to looking at the road maps, and I feel like that could be very short-sighted of me, but ultimately I don't really want to be on these main roads anyway, so I'm hoping to use that more as a reference when I'm like in dire need of help. So yeah, onwards. Bit of a blunder. I was reading my compass the wrong way, so I lost about 30 minutes just heading east towards the sea again, because you know I'm trying to go southwest, but anyway, I think we're on course now. So it's 2:45 now. The good news is that I'm headed in the right direction. I'm following a road, the A47, so that's good because you know I can stop eventually at some point and open my British road map, get an idea of the route that I want to take. But you know, ultimately I don't want to be following this road because I'm just breathing in car fumes. So I will try and actually get off the A47 ASAP. As I built up my stride, I also built up my confidence and started ignoring the roads and just following the compass. So it's 4:40 and still in Great Yarmouth. Turns out it doesn't really pay off taking unmarked paths at the moment, because it just leads to these small private farms. Problem with those kind of farms is that, you know, you can't really walk along the side without getting caught because it's just too small. They're more like houses, but they call themselves farms. So, still on the road, not a main road, but haven't quite escaped the car fumes. Still got a few hours left, probably 3.5 hours before the sun goes down. So my main objective is to get out of Yarmouth and also just somewhere where there's a bit of cover where I can put up a tent. So I'll keep you posted. It is 5:45 and I'm just following the road home, because so far there is no better way home than on a straight road. I've gone through a few fields and ended up absolutely nowhere. So until things get easier, I'm just following the road. It is 6 o'clock and although there are some woods just behind me which are perfect, actually they'd be really good for cover, and also some woods just behind me, I can dip over that hedge. I should probably walk for another hour because I'm shattered, but I've got to do almost twice as much as I've done today tomorrow, so if I can cover even 3 more miles today, then that'll be good. So it's 6:30 and I've just got into a town called FRITTON, which I imagine is just the next town along, sadly, but I'll be able to have a look on the road maps and see just how little I've walked today. Great Yarmouth Borough Council. Great, so still in Great Yarmouth. Look at this. FRITTON Book Exchange in a telephone box. Love that. I can't really take one without giving something which I don't have. Shame really. Could do with a read tonight. Although I was trying to remain positive, I was aware of the backpack weighing over 15 kilos pressing into my shoulders and my back. It's 7 o'clock now, and I'm a little bit concerned because I remember coming this way on the train when I was getting into Great Yarmouth, and there's just a lot of like rivers and streamlets going into the sea, so a lot of the land is just wet, and there are lots of surprise water courses. I'm also kind of racing against the sun now. It's probably in the sky for another hour and a half, but there's not too much cover. There are some woods, but they're very thin, like they're not dense enough for me to really feel like I can camp there, especially if I want to try and make a fire as well. So I was walking down along the road, but I wasn't facing the oncoming traffic, so it was quite a tight corner, and the car basically got a bit shook seeing me on the side of the road and pulled over. Turned out to be a really nice man called Joe, who he was just like, listen, we got to get you somewhere. He was asking what my agenda was. I told him, obviously, I'm walking to London, and he was like, oh, where are you camping? Obviously, I couldn't tell him that I was wild camping, so so I said, you know, wherever I can find a campsite. Anyway, he dropped me at a campsite, and I couldn't see anyone at reception, so I've just sort of wandered down to the bottom. I'm just going to pitch up a tent, and hopefully I won't be disturbed tonight, but who knows. So far so good. I'm still hoping that I go unnoticed tonight. Today's been interesting. Well, after about 4 hours, I just thought there's no way I can do this, but I think once I like overcame that mental block, I'm feeling good about the rest of the journey. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll have a look at the road map, see how far I've come today. Right, so this is where I started, and to be honest, I was hoping to get to Dis today. That's about 20 miles from me, so I'm at Beccles. So yeah, didn't actually do too much, but so ideally I want to actually get to Bury St Edmunds tomorrow. Now that's probably like 50 miles. I don't even know how I'm going to do that, but hopefully I'll get past this. And so just to give you an idea where I'm at, Beccles, and we're trying to get to Barnet. You see Barnet? I'm going to zoom out so you can see where I am. Jeez, that is a lot of walking still to do. One thing I have learnt from this inland walk is, and I say inland because I reckon coastal walks are a lot more straightforward, but what I've learnt from these inland walks is that you can't really go off the beaten path, because like there's just like walking is just inefficient. Like you'll just either end up in a dead end, or you'll get stuck, or you'll have to just like meander, and yeah, that's just like not the most direct way to get home. So it looks like I'm going to be mostly hugging the roads. Farmers. My second walk is going to be a coastal one from Cornwall, so that will be much more serene. It's closed. All good. So shout out Three Pitches campsite for allowing an unexpected visitor. Just as easily as I got in, I got out. No disturbances last night. Pretty good sleep. And I'm back on the road, and it's just gone 5 o'clock, so I slept pretty good. I slept obviously early. and decided to wake up early as well, just to avoid any complications getting out of the campsite. Now and today I really need to make up for lost time. I need to do a minimum of 25 miles today walking. I figured I did about well, I walked for 6 hours yesterday, so in theory I should have done more like 18 miles, but I was all over the place, so I'll be happy if I did 10 miles in the right direction. So yeah, I really need to make up for it today. So today I need to head to the town of Diss, and hopefully just beyond, and look to get to Bury St Edmunds for tomorrow now, as that was supposed to be today, but we're running behind. Look at this grass snake. As I continued my walk this morning, it really started to hit home just how far away I was. To make matters worse, I was in excruciating pain from the weight of my backpack on my back and my shoulders. I could feel my feet starting to blister. I knew that I would need a miracle. So it's just gone 8 o'clock and I'm about 15 miles away from a town called Diss, which is where I really want to get to. Shortly after midday would be nice. You know, I keep thinking about having a proper meal again. I feel like in terms of the walk, mentally I could manage it, but I could feel my feet starting to blister and all kinds of aches. My legs are okay, surprisingly, they're not too bad, but yes, it's just the soles of my feet, they're blistering, but I'm gonna keep going. Little update, it is 1:30 now, Thursday, and basically some guy just pulled over on the side of the road when I was coming into Diss, and he was like, "Yo, where you going?" And I was like, "I'm walking to London, mate." And he was like, "Well, I'm going to Portsmouth, do you want to lift somewhere?" He was like, "Yes, and I'll take you as far as you need to go," which, well, not in London because he's going to Portsmouth, but I just hopped off at the M25 junction from Brentwood, so here I am, actually not that far from London. So the path along the M25 just up there became impossible for me to walk across, so I've scaled this fence and come down here, and I've spotted, well, hopefully not sewers, but a watercourse, which looks like it goes underneath the M25, and it will take me to the other side, well, inside, if that makes sense. So I'll be on the inner circle of the M25 rather than the outer circle, which at least makes a bit more sense, because I was wondering how I'd get to the other side when the time came, but you know, there's no overhead walks, so yeah, I'm basically going to scale this wooden fence, hop over that, and walk underneath this almost sewer-like river, which should be fun. And I'm over this fence. Mental, mate. Just gotta get through here. It's a bit muddy, but it seems alright. I'd say I'm officially going under the M25. That is a result, if you ask me, and
It does look a lot more promising on this side. So like I said, now I'm on the inner circle of the M25, and to be honest, I don't think I'm going to follow the M25. I'm just going to go in, hit some town. I say town like I'm not in London anymore. Hit what do you call it, borough, whatever, and just make my way home a more usual way. Who would have thought there's deer underneath the M25? I don't know if you can see it. Or I'm just in a deer park. Who knows? But there is a tree I might be able to scale to get over the river, which is what I want to do. Interestingly, there's also a sign on the M25 saying pedestrians in road, slow. I can't help but think that was probably me. Like, what are the chances there's other pedestrians on the road of the M25? That is jokes. I just bumped into a dog walker and, well, so it turns out it's a public pathway, which is good. And he told me there's a way out onto some streets where there'll be people just a mile and a half east, which is where I'm going.
As I neared the exit of the path, I started reflecting on the journey that I had taken. I had set off on a journey expecting to last 4 or 5 days, filled with hours and hours of walking every day. I couldn't help but think how I had triumphed and set a record in getting back to London in under 2 days.
You know, I was expecting to get back by Sunday or Monday, and the fact that I'm back now on Thursday just gives me hope, really. Like, you know, the people in England are described as some of the coldest by many Europeans, right? So the fact that 2 lovely gentlemen helped me get back is testament to the fact that I think I'm going to be absolutely fine on my inter-country walk. So shout out Joe, the juggler. He's the first bloke that stopped and drove me a few miles, I'd say about 5 miles tops, to this campsite. That was still very close to Great Yarmouth. And then today I was just walking to Dis. Shout out Tom the military man, who pulled over and he said, "I'm going to Portsmouth. Where are you going?" And that meant that he was able to drop me right on the M25 at Brentwood. Look at that. See? I made it to London. The London Borough of Havering. So, with that, I think I deserve to take a bus now for the rest of the journey.